Hello, my name is Dr. John P. Cooper, and in this hotspot, I'm going to be telling you about the University of Exeter's Centre for Islamic Archaeology and about the amazing research we do as a research community into material and making in the Islamic world from East Africa to Arabia. The Centre for Islamic Archaeology is the first of its kind in the world and is based at the University of Exeter's Institute of Arab and Islamic Studies, one of the UK's leading centres for the study of the Arab and Islamic worlds, and the first place in the world to teach an undergraduate module in Islamic archaeology. The institute is a diverse and cosmopolitan community with its own purpose-built building set within the university's beautifully green campus. The centre was founded in 2017 by Professor Tim Insall, the Institute's Al-Qasimi Professor of African and Islamic Material Culture. Professor Insall's research interests are in later African archaeology and global Islamic archaeology. He is the holder of a major European Research Council grant investigating Islamization and conversion to Islam in eastern Ethiopia. My research interests are in the maritime past of the Islamic world, investigated through archaeology, ethnography, and text. I have a particular interest in ships and boats and seafaring in the Western Indian Ocean as well as the Nile. I am currently working on a GCRF-funded project investigating ways to leverage maritime heritage for public benefit in Tanzania. Dr. Nadia Khalaf is a postdoctoral research fellow working on a project to identify and document endangered archaeological heritage sites across Africa. The project uses a combination of remote sensing, records-based research, and selective archaeological surveys. Together we teach two undergraduate modules at the Institute, Introduction to Islamic Archaeology and Regions and Empires in Islamic Archaeology. We supervise a community of 8 doctoral students investigating various aspects of the archaeology and material culture of the Islamic world. Professor Insall's major European Union-funded project, Becoming Muslim, investigates the material changes seen in the archaeological record in eastern Ethiopia, chiefly the regional centre of Harar, that reflect processes of Islamization and Islamic conversion in the region. Changes in materials and material craft practices are of course central to this. In Bahrain, meanwhile, Professor Insall's work at Muharraq has uncovered the remains of a church, possibly Nestorian, that attracted keen interest in the country. The discovery was part of a project investigating the arrival of Islam on the island. A major area of research at the centre is the vernacular traditions of boat building in the Islamic world. Recently, I have collaborated with the universities of Dar es Salaam and Southampton to document, among other things, the boat building practices of the Zanzibar Channel region of Tanzania. Working with one talented local builder, Mr. Alalai, and his assistants, our collaboration documented the construction of a Ngalawa fishing logboat from tree to launch. Here you can see Mr. Alalai in the early stages of marking out and reducing the logboat from a mango tree. Meanwhile, our long-standing relationship with Qatar Museums has resulted in our recording of most of the organization's Dow collection using 3D laser scanning and 3D photogrammetry. Most recently, in a collaboration with the University of Naples L'Orientale, we documented 3 of QM's extremely rare sewn boats from Iran, unique survivals of an ancient Indian Ocean tradition of stitching together vessels using cord made from such materials as coconut coir and the fibers of doom and date palms. These particular vessels were also coated with bitumen, a practice going back millennia. Aspects of their construction technique were previously unrecorded. And on the Nile in Sudan, I have worked with the universities of Naples, L'Orientale, and the University of Khartoum to document a disappearing shell-first boat-building tradition on the river that uses local acacia wood as its principal building material. This bears strong comparison with the boat-building practices of Pharaonic Egypt some 4 millennia earlier. Our PhD candidates investigate diverse aspects of materials and making, both ancient and modern. These include the appropriation and adaptation of modern materials among migrant communities in Qatar by Gizem Kahraman, ethnographic comparisons between contemporary pottery making in Bahrain and materials found on nearby archaeological sites by a number of our PhD students, and the evidence for sewn shipbuilding traditions among medieval timbers found at El Balid in Oman by Alessandro Guidoni. One of our PhD candidates, Hannah Parsons, is working on the repurposing of medieval Chinese ceramics found on East African archaeological sites, for example in buildings and tombs, but also in jewellery making. She's using experimental techniques to work out how such materials were adapted for personal adornments. We at the Centre welcome inquiries from committed students seeking to embark on PhD study with us, and Professor Insol and I will be happy to discuss how to take your proposals forwards. The Institute also has a limited number of annual Al-Qasimi PhD scholarships, which are available to students of all nationalities and which cover fees and living costs. Please do get in touch if you'd like to learn more. The Centre's staff have ongoing collaborations with the Ministry of Culture in Bahrain, the University of Naples L'Orientale, the University of Dar es Salaam, Addis Ababa University, and others besides. We welcome opportunities to forge new partnerships around the Arab and Islamic worlds, so please do contact us. You can find out more about the Centre for Islamic Archaeology at Exeter by pointing your smartphone camera at this QR code or by searching online for University of Exeter Centre for Islamic Archaeology. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy this session on experimental maritime archaeology in the Indian Ocean.